Really what you're doing is you're cooking rice, and the ratio is 2 parts liquid, 1 part rice. Okay, 2 parts liquid, 1 part rice. So you start first with your onions, and you just sweat these down a little bit until they're translucent. So we let them cook 3 or 4 minutes. And then you add your rice, and you coat that in the oil and just cook it for a couple of minutes to give it to begin to toast it. And then you're going to add your water, bring it to a simmer, turn it down, cover it, and let it cook. Okay, it should take about a half an hour. You can either leave it on top and cook it, or some people will put it in the oven and cook it as well. I'm sorry? About 25 minutes.
No, so do you put time?
Time, you can put some time. I'm going to put in a bay leaf. In fact, and 1 bay leaf, so I know exactly how many bay leaves to take out. And you always have to take bay leaves out.
Yeah.
What about when you're making like a marinara stuff?
Take it out.
Yeah, man, you don't want to find that in
What
there.
happens if you serve it to somebody?
They'll be mad.
They could choke on it. And die. Somebody chokes on it and they die? Yes. Where's our black pepper? That's my pepper. Take it out. Put in 1 bay leaf, take out 1 bay leaf. That's all you have to do. Okay, if you want it as well, garlic, shallot, those sort of flavors in there to help build that flavor profile.
Bay leaf, is that like a bush or a tree?
It's a tree. What kind of tree?
No. I have no idea.
Laurel. Rice.
What kind of rice is it?
This is just converted rice. Works really well for doing a rice pilaf like this. So what I want to do is just toast the rice a little bit.
What kind of rice?
Converted.
Long grain rice?
It's longer. It's not long grain, but it's a little longer. It's like Uncle Ben's. You ever seen Uncle Ben's? That's converted rice. Yeah. It's a process. It's almost like a butter or stock.
You use stock if you want more flavor with it, chef.
Yeah, if you have stock, that's great. We don't have any chicken stock left from last rotation, so I'm just going to use water. And what I'm going to do is just bring this back up to a simmer, turn it down low, cover with some foil, and just push to the back and let it cook really slowly. So what I did is just took your Osbatnés and juliennes. I added a little bit of sugar into there, a little bit of water, some salt, okay. A little bit of pepper, and we're going to turn those on and let them just start to steam a little bit and let that water begin to cook down. Once it's almost all the way gone, we're going to add a little bit of butter, and we're going to get a glaze between the sugar and the butter that's going to glaze our carrots.
Sure, I was thinking apple glazed carrots and all that. What is it?
What's that?
Apple glazed carrots and stuff like that.
Use some apple juice or something like that.
You can put that up.
If you don't have a lid or foil, you could probably put a piece of parchment paper down there. That might help.
Would a Dutch package get too?
Yeah, if you got a Dutch oven or something like that, that works. Or something to keep the steam in there. All right, so throw this back here. Okay, and on low heat. Low heat. All right. Questions so far? The good stuff. So, on our steaks, we're going to do kosher salt.
That's true. I go back.
What's the difference with kosher salt?
I eat the hell out of it.
Sea salt is salt that comes from the ocean. Okay, kosher salt is, going to come from some sort of salt source, but it's not necessarily from the ocean. Sea salt always comes from a body of water. They're going to taste different. Size crystals can vary with sea salt. You can have large, you can have small. If you go in that cabinet there, on the shelf about a second from the bottom, there's a bag of some really, really good Hawaiian sea salt. You guys can pass it around and take a look at it. No, this other cabinet closed. Sure?
Even it up, pepper inside, then put it on top of it.
What do you want me to do? Did I do something wrong? I mean, I've never seasoned a steak before in my life.
I said, dude, when it had
That's as much pepper as I want.
So what part do they use to
What?
make pepper steak?
I'm not questioning pepper. I just want a little bit of flavor. Pepper steak.
Love me some pepper steak. Chef,
Yes.
you're taking us serious as a question. She's
You know how when you fry pork chop and you poke, you take, now you fry pork chop and you take a pork and you poke a hole, million of holes in it. What's
Bad.
the purpose of that?
Bad. It's not a good thing to do.
Right?
What's going to come out when you poke a hole in the steak? I mean, if you're looking for a well-done pork chop, yeah, poke all the holes you want. Is that good?
And you guys from Hawaii?
Small amount of fat. We're going to preheat both of them, yes?
Yeah. Correct.
So, we want just enough to coat the bottom of the pan and bake it.
Saute with grapeseed.
Sorry?
They use it with the saute with grapeseed.
Grapeseed. If I can use grapeseed, I'll use grapeseed. Because it's got a really good, it's got a high smoke point, good neutral flavor. How do we know when it's hot? Why would it sizzle?
Oil moves faster.
What would make it sizzle?
Water. And you don't want water.
No, do you hear it sizzling now? No. The only thing that's going to make it sizzle is if there's water in the fat. Do you want water and hot fat? No.
It's going to run faster, liquefy, less thick.
You can tell by a number of things. Viscosity, which is what he's mentioned. If you roll this around in the pan, you'll notice that the viscosity has changed. Okay? It's moving faster. There's also some ripples. If you look at it in the light, as you move the fat, you can see these sort of ripples that come down in the fat. Right? You can also watch, and as it just begins to smoke a little bit, you're definitely hot. Okay? You can also, okay, can you hear? Now it's sizzling. Why is it sizzling?
It's hot.
There's moisture in the meat.
There's moisture in the meat.
There's moisture in the meat that's going to evaporate as we add it to the fat. So, we hear that?
Oh.
When you're putting stuff in, good rule of thumb is to lay it down away from you. So if it splashes away. Towards us.
Yeah.
I would just lay down on the tortilla though.
Back first.
How do you feel about Montreal?
What is that?
So turn them now.
No.
You gotta wait.
Let it brown, let it caramelize.
Let it caramelize. Let the Maillard reaction take place. Because what are we looking for? Caramelization, color, flavor. I don't use any of those blends.